Hello, my name is Marco Wilkinson, and I'll be reading from MADDER, a memoir in weeds, which is a finalist for the 2021 Big Other Award. Thanks, John Madeira and Big Other. Weeds, this semblance. I am a gardener, this birthright from grandmother and mother and aunt passed down and diagonally to me. A stolen bit of history, inútil, this useless love. For much of my adult life, I have worked my hands through plant leaves and plant roots, worked my mind through folklore and Latin names, soil and air, worked myself into this semblance of a garden, staving off the weeds. But the more I garden, the less I weed. Burdoc's root reaches too deep. Matter runs riot through the back places. Shepherd's purse gives itself away to the wind, heart by heart-shaped seed. Instead, I forage. I make friends with the excessive and out of place, this unkempt garden. My life, these weeds. A weed is excessive, too good for its own or anyone else's good, virtuosic in its reach and fecundity. It exceeds expectations. An overachiever, it surprises and perplexes when so little was asked of it. A weed is out of place. It cannot say how it got here to this lonely spot. To say it is pilgrimed here would suppose intention and a singular trip carried out in one body to one place. Rather, this journey has been going on endlessly across generations, a nomadic life. One day, out of places, here. I am a gardener and find myself year after year less able to do what is necessary to keep up the semblance of a garden. Redbud seedlings invade, and I think of the rough nodules of their roots fixing nitrogen in the soil. Spiderwort fountains out of unexpected places, but its flowers are the purple blue of the deepest summer twilight sky. Dandelions aren't even weeds to me anymore, to my neighbor's great disappointment, but bitter tonic in salads, rich sweetness in tea, acidy pickles in pasta, cheerful reminder to be optimistic even in desperate circumstances. As I write this, my 73-year-old mother, who's been visiting us for a month due to waning health, is outside, vigorously, single-mindedly, furiously hacking at weeds coming up between the flagstones of our front walk. For her, there is no question of order and its need, of the immorality of weeds or the need for their excision. Some things must not be allowed to rise up. Though she is resolute, I can't tell anymore if my life is choked with weeds or nothing but them. Whether to make a reckoning of it means clearing a little space of legibility or taking field notes on the little and the many that populate this space, this semblance, this life. I cannot tell except by telling. I forage this little life from here and there, violet leaves from the lawn, sumac seeds from the highway shoulder, wild grapes off the chain link fence. I dry summer's linden flowers for the winter. I dig up and casket shovel killer dock roots in alcohol, reinterred in my basement as medicine for the future. I ferment cloves of garlic and honey, preserving one and transforming both. I do all these things because I want to remember. Remember that the little and the useless are what knit the visible world together. Remember that there is no such thing as absence, only ache. I do this haphazardly, without efficiency or logic. Scrape the root to the bright core to stain this blank page. Scry meaning from the resulting patterns, worrying the contours between memory and fantasy and oblivion. Assemble bones into a body I've never seen before, lay seeds where its heart might be. I am a gardener who can no longer garden. So painfully in love am I with everything that might be. These thousands of gardens of the mind all live, overlaying each other in possibility. How to undo one for another. How to pluck out for the withering heap one life and not mourn. So much, dissembled, has confused the maps. So much is taken away from us, and so early. This morning, I sent a card to my 87-year-old father, 17 years after the last one, directed to an address whose front door has never opened for me. I can peer down from space as at the light brown roof, the white concrete driveway, and a red sedan thanks to Google Maps. But I can't fly down into the branches of the tree out front and search wordlessly through a window. There's an artificial pond behind the house, the heart of this little ring of suburban homes. A diffuse white explosion in the center must be an aerator spraying water into the air, but I can't soar through prismatic space and get caught on a breeze to land and evaporate in an instant on the back of his papery, wrinkled, spotted hand, resting on the arm of his favorite back patio armchair. Street view cameras mounted atop a car haven't crawled along his street yet, so I can't stare at his front door and wonder what knocking on it might be like. I can't tell you what I wrote because I didn't have the forethought to transcribe it, and my daily missives to him vanish in my mind so quickly, like rain that falls over the desert and evaporates before hitting the ground. I cannot tell you if he received it, if desert rain even knows its fated trajectory, or what ground even is. Dead ground, living ground. Who can tell me what grows there, where rain never reaches? Between a pathway raised meticulously and the void of the desert, a small patch of weeds, a garden, a semblance of a garden, a life. A weed is of no use to one who has no use for it. If you let me, I will thatch my roof in phragmites, wattle my walls with buckthorn, plumb this hut with hollow knotweed stems, and pipe tunes through this ramshackle body until it shakes with fever or dance. I will burn up this uselessness, what my family used to call me my whole childhood, inútil. I will burn up this uselessness to keep warm. I will burn up this uselessness to tell a story by until the world around me catches fire. I will burn up this uselessness until this uselessness has had done with the useful.